to the graduating class of 2020 from your Florida Orchestra.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Congratulations of class 2020.
Greetings. I am Principal Jane Lucas, and it is a delight to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for Seminole High School's Class of 2020. Would you please stand now for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing as the Seminole Singers, under the direction of Lauren Cattell, lead us in the Star-Spangled Banner and Seminole High School's alma mater.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? When the sunset falls and the clouds draw near and the world is a quiet place, my thoughts drift back to Seminole and to every friendly face. I know in my heart that the halls I love will always be dear to me, for the truths I've learned at Seminole will mold my destiny. For as we start life's journey long and pass through winding ways, the spirit of dear Seminole will guide us all our days.
Thank you to our Performing Arts Director and Band Director, Gerard Madrennen, and Choral Director, Lauren Cattell, for leading these stellar student performances. We are now honored to have two very special and distinctive guests who will bring greetings to our Warhawk Class of 2020. Dr. Michael Grego, Superintendent of Pinellas County Schools, and Mrs. Carol Cook, Chairperson for the Pinellas County School Board. Dr. Grego?
Congratulations, Class of 2020. You did it. This graduation ceremony is unlike any other and is one that will never be forgotten. Your families, friends, and all of us at Pinellas County Schools are overflowing with pride as you reach this tremendous milestone. Every generation and every graduating class faces its own unique challenges, and your class is certainly no exception. And although I know the end of your senior year did not go as expected and many of the traditions of being a senior were altered, I encourage you to acknowledge those losses and then thoughtfully shift your focus to what you have gained as a person and as a class. Because I promise you, no one will ever forget the class of 2020. You learned to quickly adapt to unexpected change and to work, learn, and connect remotely. You gained time management skills and learned how to motivate yourself. And you proved to the world that you are resilient. You have the persistence, initiative, determination, and grit to face life's challenges. And yes, there will be many challenges and joys on the road ahead. Because if there's one thing I can guarantee you, it's that the world is constantly changing. And the only thing you can control is how you adapt and respond to that change. You also learn the importance of giving back to your community. In addition to the thousands of community service hours you completed prior to March, the Pinellas County Schools graduating class demonstrated compassion and generous hearts by making masks and face shields, preparing and providing food, and virtually visiting people in need. I know you will make this world a kinder and better place for future generations to come. And as a class, you've been galvanized together forever by this shared experience that only you and your peers truly understand. Individually and collectively, you are stronger for having experienced this moment in history together. And as your superintendent, know that I am incredibly proud of you. Members of the class of 2020, while this pandemic may have taken away or changed some of your senior year traditions, it can never take away the laughter, the friendship, the memories you've made with your classmates, teachers, and school staff over the past 13 years. You will go on to achieve many, many wonderful things over the course of your lifetime, and this exceptional year will become only one part of your success story. And one day, I hope you look back and realize that this experience has made you a stronger, better person. And finally, always remember that you have excellence inside of you. And some of you may have already found it, and some of you may still be on your journey to identify what that will be. But reaching this milestone is evidence of and a step towards that excellence. So don't ever give up. Discover your gifts and then share them with the world. We're counting on you. The incredible class of 2020. Congratulations and good luck.
Hello, I'm Carol Cook, chairperson for the Pinellas County School Board. It is an honor to have this opportunity to congratulate the class of 2020 on behalf of the entire school board. Although we may not be able to celebrate this milestone in person, nothing can diminish the tremendous pride we have for you. You have worked hard over the past 13 years to get here and have faced unique challenges over the past few months. I am incredibly impressed with you and how you have made the best of a difficult situation. I've heard so many stories about how you've reached out to each other, how you have helped others in the community, and how you have shared your talents. Your strength, creativity, innovation, and heart are an inspiration to me and the entire school district. I must also share my appreciation with all of the parents and family members who have guided our students and supported the school district as we navigated uncharted territory and transitioned to digital learning. Thank you for your flexibility and understanding. Graduates, despite missing out on a traditional senior year events and ceremonies, you are still the class of 2020. You are a class like no other. You have successfully overcome challenges with which no other class has dealt. Your 2020 diploma confirms that you have the knowledge, the skills, and the perseverance to accomplish whatever you set your mind to. We are living in a new world, but this crisis will end, and you will be stronger for it. I know that you will rise to the challenges ahead and do great things. Best of luck, class of 2020. Our district and our community are rooting for you.
Thank you, Mrs. Cook and Dr. Grego. We would now like to recognize and hear from the valedictorians for Seminole High School's class of 2020, Rachel Brown and Carson Ward.
Hi, my name is Rachel Brown, and I stand here today honored to thank Seminole High School and all those who follow the Warhawk Way. Many of you, most of you, probably don't know me. Since moving to Seminole a week before the first day of my senior year, I've come to know some great people. But what I've truly come to understand is a great community. As an outsider, it became clear to me quite quickly that Seminole had a sense of community like no other. An unmatched pride in its students, educators, athletes, workers, and families, and an unmatched drive for success in all aspects. But most of all, a strong sense of unity. This town is the pinnacle of community, and I think that is something to be proud of. I wanted to start off by saying that I am so glad that we could be here today under these extenuating circumstances. Thank you to all teachers for being passionate and dedicated, guidance counselors for aiding our every need, administrators for keeping us grounded, and finally, parents and families for encouraging and supporting us on this journey that we call high school. Whether you know it or not, you are the backbone of our successes, and we are forever grateful to you. I would also like to thank at this time my parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and my best friend, Kobe. Kobe Bryant once said that great things come from hard work and perseverance, no excuses. This year has been nothing short of the unexpected, and it's important to remember that despite these hard times, we're all here together to celebrate and commemorate the accomplishments of the class of 2020 graduates. As high schoolers, the last 4 years have been heavily influenced by those around us. We have learned together, laughed together, even cried together. And on this day, we come to realize that the surroundings of the past 4 years are going to permanently change. For some of us, moving on is frightening, and we want to stay where we feel most comfortable. But for others of us, the promises of a new adventure is our greatest calling. Between heading off to college, the military, or workforce, and beyond, the future holds endless opportunities for each and every one of us. Some of the lessons that I've learned over the past 4 years, we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. First, always try new things. It can be scary, yes, but high school has allowed us to try anything from drama to cross country to chess club. Trying whatever we want at such a young age will lead us to be fearless in our future endeavors. Second, to challenge ourselves, to push towards rigorous goals, whether that be as a team captain or as a scholar. High school has shown us that nothing great can happen inside of our comfort zone. Next, control what you can and let the rest fall into place. At the end of the day, our behaviors, thoughts, and actions is all that we have. And improving these elements, whether that be getting better grades, working harder on the field, or speaking up for what we believe in, is crucial for personal growth in the future. Finally, strive for success in whatever you do. I read once that there are no shortcuts to anywhere worth going, and I think that's something that will stick with me. Each of these messages, and so many of our own, will pave the way to a brilliant future ahead. There is so much to look forward to in these upcoming years. Whatever our next steps may be, what we have learned here at Seminole High School will stay with us forever. Thank you.
Good morning to all the friends, family, teachers, staff, and most importantly, the class of 2020. To quote a song from Kanye West's album, Graduation, on this day, we become legendary. Class of 2020, today is our day to be legendary. We made it. We made it through 4 years at Seminole High School, and that is an accomplishment. I want to take a moment to give thanks and credit where it's due. Thank you to all the parents and guardians who were there in a time of need. Thank you to the teachers, because without you guys passionately teaching, no one would learn. Thank you to the staff and the rest of the faculty who make the school run on a daily basis. And I want to give a special thank you to my parents. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here right now. Without my dad, I wouldn't have someone to tell me there was something wrong with waking up at noon or even later. And I also want to thank my mom, because she's been supportive in everything I've done, except for wanting to grow a mullet. I want to personally thank everyone that's contributed to making the class of 2020 what it is today. As we move forward as high school graduates, some things will remain the same. We'll always be learning, no matter what's in store for us after high school. We'll always be changing, like we did throughout our 4 years of high school. And we'll always have opportunities in life. No matter your circumstances, life is filled with opportunities to do so many great things. You can practically be whatever you want in life. I had to say practically, because I'm slowly learning that being a literal superhero and learning to fly is tougher than 6-year-old me once thought. But just because we can't all be Spider-Man doesn't mean we can't still be superheroes. Our first responders, healthcare workers, and everyone who's contributed to the well-being of the general population are superheroes in my eyes. And superheroes can come in many shapes, sizes, and forms, and they live among us every day. Every day, each one of us is presented with our own opportunity to be super. Each day, we have a chance to make someone laugh, help someone in need, or brighten someone's day. Speaking of brightening days, sports brighten my day. And I want to take a moment to thank the great coaches at Seminole High who put in the extra time and effort to coach their respective sports. Except Mr. Lally, that is. Many of you know Mr. Lally as he's been around since the dawn of time, and he's been teaching at Seminole for longer than we've been alive. See, Mr. Lally coached golf this year, and he did an okay job at best. But he taught me something more valuable than his coaching skills. One day, it started to rain on the course, and Coach Lally started to pick up players in his golf cart to help people avoid the rain. And see, Mr. Lally picked everyone up, except for me, of course. Not only did he pick everyone else up, but as he drove away, he was taunting me with the other players in the cart. So you may be thinking, what's the point of this story? This taught me about going the extra mile. See, my experience going the extra mile may have literally been walking an extra mile during a September shower, but it was an extra mile nonetheless. Going the extra mile can get you wherever you want to go in life. To all my fellow peers, I challenge you to go the extra mile in your future endeavors and know when you want something in life, if you work towards that goal, it can be achieved. We may not all be working towards the same goals, but we, the class of 2020, are destined to achieve great things, and this is just the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you, Carson and Rachel. And now, speaking to us about a better future is our salutatorian for the class of 2020, Chase Wiley, an innovative leader and the only Warhawk to have a perfect score on the U.S. History EOC assessment. Chase?
Hello, fellow classmates, parents, families, teachers, faculty, and really everyone who has made Seminole High School the way that it is. We made it to the end. One of the things I really love about Seminole is how it feels like a family, especially with all the academies. Being in both the engineering and e-commerce academies over the last 4 years, Ms. Winnett and Mr. Scales have almost become like a second set of parents. And like any teenager, sometimes you keep secrets from your parents until you're older, so I like to share one now. So last year, for our year-long engineering project, a couple friends and I decided to make a hovercraft out of a bunch of leaf blowers, a piece of plywood, a lawn chair, a tarp, and a bunch of duct tape. And in the end, we got it to work, but it didn't exactly work too well. In fact, a turtle could probably outrun it. But regardless, we had to make a video and turn that in as evidence that we did the project. And in the end, we ended up tying a piece of fishing line to it, and I ran down the street as fast as possible. My friends took a video of that, and that's what we turned in. So I'm very sorry, Ms. Winnett. I also think back to AP Calculus last year, which was the first time in my life I've ever gotten half the problems wrong, and still thought to myself, wow, I'm pretty good at this. I'm like basically Isaac Newton. And I can only begin to think of the ungodly amount of caffeine I've consumed in my quest to understand calculus. And I also think back to my countless attempts where I've tried to replace actually studying with just drinking a bunch of coffee before the test. And unfortunately, it doesn't really work too well. Now, in addition to all the amazing teachers that have taught me chemistry, physics, history, English, and all that stuff, high school has really taught me to make the most out of every day. I think it's so easy to get really comfortable and content with our lives, especially our school lives, because of how repetitive it can feel sometimes. I think a lot of times we want to try new things, but we don't because we think there's always tomorrow or there's always next year. However, I think if the last couple weeks or couple months has taught us anything, it's that we can't take anything for granted. Nothing in life is guaranteed. I think back to that Thursday before senior skip day and spring break, and the only thing on any of our minds was, having a week off to relax and have some fun before we finished out our high school careers. And of course, this extended spring break wasn't what any of us wanted per se, but I think the lesson I've learned from this, of trying to live every moment to the fullest, will stay with me for the rest of my life. As much as we love to complain about school, these last 4 years probably contain some of the best moments of our lives. I don't really watch too much of The Office, but there's this quote by Andy that says, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you left them." And while I think there is some truth to this, a day is really just what you make it. And I think not taking the little things for granted will help brighten our days in the future. Now, some of you probably thought I couldn't make it through this whole thing without a quote by Elon Musk, and you are absolutely correct. As Elon Musk said, if you get up in the morning and think that the future is going to be better, it's a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. So I think continuing into our adult lives with this newfound attitude will really allow us to be in the good old days for many years to come. So thank you for the great memories, friendships, experiences, and all those little things that help brighten my days. I really wish everyone the best of luck with what the future may have to hold.
Thank you, Chase. Now we have Student Council President Riley Hollyfield speaking to us about the essence of the class of 2020.
Good morning, everyone. It is truly an honor to have been asked to speak in front of all of you today. As I get started, I want to ask this simple question. Who are we? Now you might be thinking, why am I asking you that? But I really want you to think about it. We've spent the last 13 years of our lives trying to figure out who we are, and it isn't something that you can just Google. As a group, we've started from the bottom. Now it looks like the whole team is here. We've been going to school together for the past 4 years, sharing the same halls, attending the same football games, and even being told to go to class by Mrs. Powell. Thinking of the past 4 years, I keep thinking of all the good times. For example, battles of the classes. We finally became victorious after 3 long years of trying to beat the upperclassmen. And man, did it feel good to finally win. The pep rallies were always fun, and especially the dress-up days. However, if there is one moment that most of us wish to relive, it would be the magical moment of prom night. Honestly, I was complaining about senioritis not too long ago, and looking back, I would take senioritis any day. As the graduating class of 2020, 4 years later, we never expected it to turn out like this. But as we know it, life is unexpected. It is all just a series of collected moments and experiences that we gather over a course of time. As we watch today, we are just starting our journey full of new experiences. We have all been hurt, we have all trusted, and we have all made mistakes. But most importantly, we have learned. I have made hundreds of mistakes, matter of fact, even thousands, just within my short 17 years. I know staying up late the night before the SAT was a mistake. I now know stealing my best friend's boyfriend in elementary school was a mistake. But look, we're all here today, right? So what does it matter? Have I learned from all of them? No. But most often than not, my mistakes have helped me to become who I am today. I still remember the very first day we arrived. Everything was so easy. But before I knew it, things became so much harder. With the help of my grandparents, parents, friends, and teachers, I managed to get through this confusing yet rewarding stage of our lives, and it was totally worth it. Most of us have no idea what lies ahead or what course your lives will take. This journey we are about to set sail on will be filled with twists and turns. Some of us will be moving away from family, and some of us will stay, but all of us will have one thing in common, which is change. And that is leaving behind a familiar Seminole High School hallways full of smiling teachers and beloved support staff. As we enter our new normal, no matter what that normal is for you, some of us might have to start making our own decisions, like deciding if the week-old pizza in your fridge is still good to eat, or deciding to rewash that smelly wet clothes you left in the washing machine overnight. We will all recognize these new changes and eventually learn how to deal with them. What I'm trying to say is that by changing and finding your new normal, we will come to understand where we fail and most importantly, where we thrive. So, what's next? I'm so excited to see where we will end up and what things we are going to accomplish. I know I can say I've met some amazing friends and teachers along the way. And I would like to personally thank Mr. Scales for having the faith and confidence in me these past 4 years. And hey, Mr. Scales, never stop being you. And as the wonderful Michael Scott said, catch you on the flippity flip. Thank you.
Thank you, Riley. It is now with great pride that I recognize our 4A Arts Academy at Seminole High School with the distinction of celebrating their very first graduating class. Representing the 4A Academy today is Chloe Shanice, who will be addressing the class of 2020 and their guests about the universal language of the arts.
Good morning, parents, family, and fellow classmates. American poet Henry Wadsworth once said, "The arts are the universal language of mankind." The arts bring us together to celebrate the life we have or mourn the life we have lost. It shows us unexplainable feelings that we could never say. The reason we all have a passion for art is because we can relate to it in some way, whether it reminds us of the memory of a person or of the present. When babies are born, we take pictures of them. When we dance with our true love, we have music. When we feel pain from someone who hurt us, we convey it through art. Music unites us to come together and even now we have our own graduation music playing with young musicians and photographers to capture this day. These roles are just as important to us as turning our tassel and walking across the stage. In my experience with the 4A Academy, my passion for music was unveiled and played the most significant role in who I am today. I love music because it makes me feel found. When I play with the wind ensemble, I get lost in the pieces we perform. The arts capture me in a way nothing else does. It transformed Seminole High School into more than classes or a school. It became a reason to belong and a second home. For some of us, maybe our first home. And whether it is the other students that I perform with in band, or from the chorus, orchestra, theater, or visual arts, we see each other and know that we are all members, united in one family. The importance of the arts in a child's life is extreme. We can all recall the times where we would perform shows in our living room for our parents of us singing or showing them a drawing we drew when we were 5. Right from there, right from the start of our lives, we knew that art was a way of expressing ourselves. We could show the significance of our emotions through art without even realizing it. And this is why I'll love my time at SHS. So much we learned about this universal language that taught us the metaphoric words to speak with emotions went deep into our souls and made us better people. My name is Chloe Chanis, and I am the president of the 4A Academy, the Academy for the Advanced Achievement in the Arts. I'd like to thank my family and all of my teachers for supporting me throughout my life to bring me to where I am today. And to my fellow seniors, I wish each and every one of you luck in what you do. We are the future, and we will do great things.
Thank you, Chloe. It is now with great pride and genuine gratitude that I introduce our senior class president, Peter McClure. With his farewell address to our Seminole High School Warhawk class of 2020, Peter, we want to say your leadership, compassion, and maturity during this unprecedented and challenging end of the school year has been an inspiration to us all. Peter?
Good morning, parents, faculty, and fellow classmates. I am honored to stand in front of you today and present the Seminole High School graduating class of 2020. I can say with great confidence that the time we spent walking the halls as Warhawks has truly been the greatest years of our lives. It all started freshman year when we first crossed the threshold at Seminole High. We were corralled into the auditorium and encouraged about the legacy we could leave behind. Mr. Knack asked us to close our eyes and envision ourselves in 4 years walking across the stage at Tropicana Field. When we visualized this, we became ecstatic, and the nerves of entering a whole new world started to subside. Then, when we walked out into the courtyard and saw 1,600 students standing around to welcome us, whatever nerves were left had now diminished and were replaced with excitement. We have all seen successes in high school, whether it be getting a good grade, finding a new friend, joining a team or club, or simply finding a teacher that we could connect with. With that being said, I want to make sure credit and thanks is given where it is due. Thank you, Coach Miller and the football team. Although our record was not ideal, the grit you and the players continued to show on the field always brought out a spirited crowd. Without you, we would not have the memories of screaming at our rival, Osceola, during Friday Night Lights. Thank you, students who ran the coffee cart. Without you, we would not have been able to stay awake while trying to read the countless novels in Mr. Craig's class. Thank you, Coach Walker, and the basketball team. You put our school back on the map by earning the title of district champs for only the 4th time in our school's history. The Splash Zone will forever go down as the best student section of any high school in P County. Thank you, Mr. Browett, for providing us with the best bops at prom and homecoming. Your DJ skills truly were brow lit. Thank you, Ms. Woe. You inspire students every day with your enthusiasm, kindness, and humor in the classroom. Thank you, Apple, for creating AirPods, which allowed me and many other students to sneakily watch TikToks in class. Thank you, Jaleesa Manuel Garcia, for brightening up everyone's day with a smile in the hallway. Thank you all SHS teachers and faculty. Although we never got to formally say goodbye, we want you all to know how truly grateful we are for the impact you've had on our lives. And by that, I mean the impact on the number of hours of sleep we lost due to the countless hours of homework. Thank you, Ms. Lucas and her team of administrators for showing great leadership with the representation and support of the senior class. The positive messages and genuine school spirit you showed during the school year did not go unnoticed. Most importantly, thank you, Mom and Dad, for pushing me to try new things in high school, and for always being there for my important events. You are my role models and inspire me to be a better person every day. Your favorite child may be heading off to college in just 3 short months, but just remember, I am only one call away. Just not on the weeknights, the Fridays, or the weekends. On a more serious note, we truly are living in unprecedented times. We were brought into this world when one of the most terrifying attacks on U.S. soil happened, 9/11. We attended school with a new kind of lockdown, specific to our generation. And now, we are graduating high school in the wake of a pandemic. However, we also witnessed first responders rush to help the victims and raise the American flag at Ground Zero. We continue to see the courage of essential workers, including nurses, doctors, grocery clerks, garbage men, police officers, and many others. It is no secret that our generation has had more than its fair share of tragedy. But I refuse to dwell in the darkness and grieve about what we have missed. It is up to us to find the light. In the words of Randy Pausch, we cannot choose the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand. We are the future, and together we must stand up and own it. Our class has continued to exemplify the Warhawk way in all that we have done, and when looking at the true meaning of success, doing what you love and loving what you do, I have no doubt that I will continue to watch my classmates succeed. We are the leaders of tomorrow, and the time that we spent at Seminole High School has prepared us to tackle head-on whatever problems will find us in the future. My grandmother used to always repeat a famous Greek proverb, "Eyes that are not seen are quickly forgotten." Classmates, no matter where we end up in life, we must never forget our time as Warhawks and how we have shaped each other into the men and women that we are today. Seminole High School, class of 2020, it has been an honor serving as your class president. As Dr. Seuss wrote, your mountain is waiting, so go get on your way. We did it. Congratulations. Go Warhawks.
Thank you, Peter. And now, class of 2020 and the Warhawk Nation, you are in for an exceptional display of virtual musical artistry as the Seminole High School senior chorus members, through the safe social distancing direction of Lauren Cattell, perform for you a special tribute to the graduating class of 2020. Here now is The Road Home.
Tell me where is
thank you, Lauren Cattell and the Seminole Senior Honors Chorale, for your moving and meaningful performance. We will now proceed with the presentation of individual candidates for graduation. Each candidate's name will be read alphabetically as a picture of each 2020 graduate is presented. Our readers, as chosen by the senior class, are Richard Lally, Sarah Martin, Jeffrey Shellhouse, and Susan Walakowicz.
Rachel Brown, co-valedictorian. Carson Ward, co-valedictorian. Chase Wiley, salutatorian. Brianna Abel. Trent Ake. Jonathan Alamilo. Elizabeth Alcaraz. Dominic Alexander. Kaylee Alleman. Bradley Anderson. Angelina Anderson. Mariah Anderson. Stephen Anderson. Josue Andino. Devin Andre. Miles Arsenault. Alan Azamita. Sophia Augusta. Hayden Allen. Angelica Bailey. Sydney Bailey. Mark Ballinger. Noah Bards. Gavin Barrett. Kyle Barron. Zoe Bartlett. Lincoln Badoon. Brianna Baver. Cheyenne Basinger. Ashley Beggs. Christian Ben. Emily Beherent. Jasmine Bell. Joseph Bellinger. Sabrina Ben Cater. Kevin Bentecourt. Cameron Bethany. Isabel Bianchi. Nicholas Biglin. Sean Biglin. Jaden Bischoff. Dina Blaylock. Frank Boheim. Joshua Book, Ian Boone, Keegan Borg, Kaylee Boring, Christian Botker, Caitlin Braun, Austin Brinkley, Olivia Brown, Raina Brown, Colin Brown, Alexa Burdick, Miliano Burgos, Riley Burke, Davis Burke, Caleb Butts, Evan Buxton, Samantha Bystricky, Grace Cable, Alina Cabrera, Kelly Campagna, Jacob Campbell, Xavier Campos, Kyle Kamudi, Corey Canarazzi, Robert Cannon, Shaden Cantorino, Pacey Cardinal, Akaja Cardwell, Adam Caringal, Abigail Carlin, Lauren Carlson, Stephanie Carroll, Christopher Carter, Jacob Carter, Kylie Kazaza, Kenneth Cassidy, Aislinn Caswell, Stephanie Catterton, Cassandra Cavallaro, Hunter Chechi, Christian Santani, Matthew Chambers, Chloe Shanice, Victor Clancy, Kaylin Clark, Jacques Cloud, Thomas Koblenz, Parker Konitz, Lillian Cooper, Nenzi Cordas, Joseph Costa, Elijah Kodo, Brock Korchen, Jada Cox, Darius Cremens, Brandon Crowley, Brian Serviak, William Serviak, Spencer Cullen, Ruben Curiel Castillo, Stephanie Dabadine, Christopher D'Angelo, Jack De Silva, Angelina Dom, Julia Davis, Caitlin Deal,
Lena Demarest, Vilmar Deminjon, Jana DeMotts, Samuel Denor, Emily Depew, Jared DeRogers, Jacob Dietrich, Jarrett Drews, Justin Dudley, Michael Dupuis, Damian Durham, Alicia Duchesne, Daniel Dye, Carly Eames, Haley Eames, Katie Eckley, Caden Eds, Nicholas Elio, James Ellis, Stella Fairbanks, Logan Ferris, Casey Feeney, Chase Fight, Casey Beccolari, Riley Farrell, Brianna Fiorentino, Joshua Flashner, David Fletcher, Alana Franklin. Luke Freeman. Alexa Gabery. Jack Galka. Cecilia Ganio. Millie Garcia. Selena Garcia. Derek Garcia Arce. Ryan Gingras. Gabrielle Glazer. Alexander Glenn. Brandon Goich. Cassidy Galler. Austin Gonzalez. Brooke Good. Evan Gordon. Clay Graham. Jason Greb. Jacob Green. Zachary Greenwood. Brittany Greer. Keith Grimsley. Tyler Gross. Donovan Gully. Rachel Gunthner. Emma Haas. Elise Hamill. Hunter Hamilton. Ryan Harlan. Madeline Harnisher. Stetson Hasselton. John Haywood. Delaney Hazelton. Amelia Helms. Darian Hernandez. Serena Hesser. Jakiri Hester. Catherine Hightower. Anna Hillary. Jalen Homvangzor. Samantha Hodavance. Colby Hoffman. Riley Hollyfield. Sean Howard. Ashley Howard. Star Howell. Jordan Hunt. Alexis Hunter. Grady Edzinski. Liliana Jackson. Shayna Jackson. Infinity Jacobs. Connor Jameson. Josiah James. Christopher Jensen Ayala. Madison Jesse. Anastasia Jokanovic. Michaela Jones. Zaharia Jones. Lucas Jordan. Daniel Joseph Obara. Tyler Kaufman. Brian Keeley. Caitlin Kime. Harley Kears. Amanda Kelly. Micah Keoff. Max Kimball. Andre King. Kyle Kittrell. Devin Korhonen. Ryan Kozinski. Madison Kozlowski. Michael Krajak. Harold Lampert. Connor Laramie. Jessica Loritzen. Kimberly Lawrence. Jake Layton. Hunter LeBlanc. Isabella LeBlanc. Parker Lagarde.
Rachel Liner. Megan Levine. Caitlin Lewis. Brianna Lobo. Andrew Long. Caitlin Lordall. Rayleigh Lowther. Tyler Lubking. Jose Luke Vergara. Sebastian Luz. Cade Lynch. Nicholas Macri. Emily Madden. Sirio Maggiacomo. Caitlin Maloney. Julissa Manuel Garcia. Kimberly Manzano. Sabrina Marcano. Ethan Markel. Haley Markowitz. Charles Marsh. Shakina Martin. Taylor Martin. Johnny Martinez. Olivia Martinez. Kaylee Mateo. Jis Matthew. Marissa Mayer. Corey McCardle. Patrick McCarrick. Mariah McCall. John McClintock. Peter McClure. Justin McConnell. Victoria McDevitt. Haley McHale. Jimmy McKenna. Hayden McManus. Jacob McPhillamy. Hannah Madosh. James Mello. Samantha Maspelli. Alexa Millard. Jacob Miller. Corey Mills. Jackson Mills. Alina Moore. Allison Moore. Elizabeth Moore. Kylie Moore. Lauren Moore. Audra Morales. Steve Morales. Aaron Morcillo. Alessa Morlock. Michaela Morrison. Caitlin Moulton. Julia Muirhead. Angel Murray. Peter Murray. Michael Myers. Kaylin Nanya. Brian Natali. Caitlin Nelms. Dylan Nieder. Malik Newsome. Camille Newton. Carly Nichols. Adam Nickel. Claudia Nickel. Devin Niendorf. Michael Noble. Gabriel Nolan. Madison Noren. Sydney Noser. Austin Andre. Rafael Oriano. Jay Overland. Jordan Owens. Kaylin Pockmeyer. Chelsea Palmer. Kellen Parker. Zoe Paris. Albany Paris. Madison Passarelli. Madison Pate. Brianna Pauley. Morgan Payne. Kelsey Pemberton. Kevin Pham. Ariam Pichardo. Zoe Pichardo. Kaylee Pierce. Ethan Poe. Nicholas Pullman. Vanessa Poole. Ava Porter. Tyler Portwood. Victor Passan. Hannah Poteet. Anna Potter. Mary Powell. Kathleen Pizzata Nalin. Samantha Preller. Griffin Prestipino. Bailey Purcell. Kendall Quimby. Jolie Redfaring. Megan Reed. Joseph Reichert.
Lindsay Reynolds. Golan Rhodes. Harrison Richards. Taylor Richardson. Michael Ridge. Shaheem Riggins. Victoria Rios. Samantha Ripplinger. Antonio Rivera. Efren Rivera. Kyle Rivera. Kyle Rivers. Juaro Rizzo Rivera. Renee Roberts. Evan Roberts. Stella Robinson. Teja Rodriguez. Mara Romansky. Delaney Roque. Mackenzie Rosenberg. Alexis Rosenberger. William Royals. Savannah Ryan. Teddy Reg Ryan. Oliver Sabol. Elizabeth Sanders. Marissa Sandoval. DeMarco Santiago. Sophia Sardoni. Logan Schwartz. Joseph Schweitzer. Justin Shins. Shelby Shoulders. Keenan Simpkins. Logan Saragusa. Ethan Slaughter. Sierra Smith. Emma Smith. Jonathan Smith. Anna Jo Songer. Flavio Spajo. Aubrey Spillert. Evan Sponholtz. Lily Spotto. Gianna Stabile. Taylor Stanifer. Zach Stark. Tristan Stevens. Christian Stee. Gavin Stockton. Kayla Elizabeth Stubbs. Mackenzie Stubbs. Michael Susevic. Jack Sakina. Mackenzie Sullivan. Kobe Susky. Blake Swanson. Madison Swenson. Trevor Tabor. Emma Talley. Ba Tang. Isabella Taylor. Cassidy Tennant. Kennedy Tennant. Ethan Thansamai. Gabriel Thomas. Erica Thomason. Emily Thompson. Samuel Timberlake. Edison Tenaro. Richard Tonkin. Jamila Torain. Ayana Torres. Grisha Dversky. Haley Underwood. Alessandra Valdez. Daniel Vaughn. Mariflor Vega Acevedo. Jonah Vizarro. Taylor Vogel. Veronica Volk. Caitlin Walker. Aiden Walls. Kayla Watson. Shauna Watson. Caleb Way. Matthew Webb. Anna Weems. Tyler Welch. Michael Westfall. Kira White. Hunter Wachowski. Alana Williams. Anastasia Williams. Garrett Williams. Ariana Williamson. Amy Wills. Robert Wills. Travis Wincheska. Savannah Wing. Taylor Winnemore. Cameron Wolfenbarger. Ethan Wood. Lucas Wooten. Zachary Zane. Natalie Zarzicki. Blake Zerman.
Sophie Delot. Would you all please observe a moment of silence with me for our forever Warhawk? As we prepare to say our farewells, I want to express my gratitude to the leadership team, Assistant Principals Jessica Fisher, Lee Mortimer, Teresa Patterson, and Lisa Sinatra, as well as Principal Secretary Barbara Farmer. To the family and friends of the class of 2020, thank you for the love and guidance you have given these young people Without your support, this milestone today would not have been possible. I am grateful for the district level of support that our superintendent, Dr. Michael Grego, Deputy Superintendent, Dr. William Corbett, Area Superintendent, Mr. Robert Poth, School Board Member and Chairperson, Mrs. Carol Cook, as well as Lori Matway, Associate Superintendent for Student and Community Services, have given Seminole High School. Pinellas County Schools Strategic Communications Department, Sean Clark, and Executive Director of High School Education, Dr. Rita Vasquez, have all been invaluable resources during this unique and unprecedented time. To the Seminole High School graduation team led by Mr. Bill Scales, we are so appreciative of your Herculean efforts in ensuring that we honor our class of 2020 in the best ways possible. Faculty and staff members of Seminole High School, your tireless efforts, meaningful connections with students, and passion for your areas of expertise have inspired us all in a myriad of ways. Mrs. Melody Drake, our Teacher of the Year, Mr. Tim Hart, our Emerging Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Kimberly Falana, our Support Employee of the Year, IT Factor teachers, Mrs. Lori Vaughn and Mrs. Sue Walakowitz, along with the Pinellas County Schools Boys Swim Coach of the Year, Mrs. Danielle Spurgeon, thank you for lifting us up with your legendary pedagogy, spirit, and unwavering examples of what it is to be a truly masterful educator. Seminole High School graduates of 2020, as individuals, you are unique and incredible. Yet the sum of your individual parts melded together this year to create the most amazing and beautiful collective soul. Class of 2020, when you were juniors, you partnered with me to usher the Warhawk Nation into the era of the Warhawk Way. Our mission being to live your life with purpose, respect, and grit. That is the embodiment of the Warhawk Way. And when you became seniors, I asked each of you to claim the word relentless as a mantra for the 2019-2020 school year. I had no idea how compelling and essential that word relentless would become for all of us in the Warhawk Nation as we march closer to Graduation Day 2020 in the unbelievable and unprecedented throes of the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you, Class of 2020, for exemplifying these Warhawk Way characteristics relentlessly. All of us who are a part of this ceremony today are here to celebrate you. The determination and, yes, grit that you have demonstrated has brought you to the epic milestone of receiving your high school diploma. We are so proud of each one of you. I want to share with everyone how the class of 2020 has elevated Seminole High School athletically in an extracurricular manner, as well as academically against a global landscape. Athletically, the first ever Sophie Delott Memorial Scholarship Award winner was Warhawk football athlete Kyle Cottrell. Our Seminole High School Lady Warhawk softball team, led by Coach Mark DeRuzzo in his 25th year of coaching, along with seniors Brianna Pauley and Annie Potter, were selected by Nike, ESPN, the Women's Olympic Softball Team USA, Dick's Sporting Goods, and the Package Deal Consultants firm to be featured during a nationally televised Team USA softball game. The Lady Warhawks experienced their facilities receiving a complete makeover that was revealed on television and were presented a $20,000 check from Dick's Sports Matters Foundation during the pregame show on behalf of the entire Warhawk Athletic Department. Our Warhawk swim team, led by coaches Spurgeon and Cox, along with senior Zach Greenwood, as an integral part of the relay team, broke 2 SHS school records and a PCAC record as well. In addition to being district and regional champions, Zach and his team finished top 5 in the state. The Warhawk boys soccer team and Coach Macy clinched the district championship and advanced to the FHSAA regional finals, achieving Elite 8 status in the state. With scholar seniors Joey Reichert, Gavin Barrett, and Logan Siragusa staying vigilant, together with all-county status players Corey McCardle, as well as highest scorer and team leader Griffin Prestipino. And what about our Warhawk boys basketball team led by coach and athletic director Josh Walker, who for only the 4th time in the history of Seminole High School athletics won the district championship, defeating Palmetto High School at the buzzer. Other scholar athletes, Steven Anderson, Parker Conitz, Elijah Cotto, Sam Denor, Rafael Oriano, and Joey Schweitzer excelled in a game that will go down in history as one of the most exciting competitions ever to be played in the Warhawk Gymnasium. Each one of our visual and performing arts groups garnered superior and excellent ratings in our district and state competitions, excelling in every genre. Our partnerships with the Dali Museum, as well as the Straz Center for Performing Arts, remain strong. Our choral department, led by vocalist extraordinaire Ryan Kaczynski, for the 10th year in a row was selected to perform in the prestigious Disney Candlelight Processional. Our SHS visual artists displayed their work from the Salvador Dali Museum of Art to the Mainsail Arts Festival and beyond. The World Languages Department continues to raise the bar in creating cultural awareness, equity, and inclusion, while also encouraging volunteerism with its record-breaking fundraising efforts for the Cancer Society's Relay for Life event. Our Warhawk Marching Band hosted for the 43rd year in a row the epic Seminole Sound Spectacular, and also distinguished themselves as a state finalist once again. And what about our musical theater standout, senior performer Megan Levine, who rose to the highest level as a finalist in the Walker's Rising Stars Scholarship Competition? Check out Megan and Ryan right now with our big band on YouTube. Globally, Seminole High School is one of only 8 schools in the nation designated as a model school by the International Conference for Leadership in Education. Seminole High School received the Golden School Award from the Department of Education for outstanding volunteerism and leadership this school year. The Warhawk Nation and Seminole High School are also the recipients of the 5-Star School Award for family and community involvement from the Florida Department of Education as well. Our yearbook is once again a national sample for the Balfour Company and was given a Global Award of Distinction in the National Yearbook of 2020, serving as a benchmark for all other publications. And as we all know, for their work on the response to COVID-19 supplement in our yearbook, Miss Gilbert and her student leaders have received international media attention. Our Sports Academy led the way in broadcast and photojournalism with commentary provided by our students at all sporting events. Our E-Commerce Academy was one of only 5 programs in the state to be showcased and to serve as presenters at the State School Board Conference. The Warhawk Shop has reached over $500,000 in revenue and is the only online school store of its type in the nation. Our e-commerce students were highlighted presenters at the National Student Council Conference in Washington, D.C., and Wally's Food Joint, thank you, Chase, our locally sourced restaurant in Seminole High School's Warhawk Cafe, began taking online orders this year and operates in a cashless, contactless manner. Now, if that is not innovative achievement ahead of its time, or perhaps just in time, I don't know what is. As you can imagine, the E-Commerce Academy has garnered its Academy of Distinction status for another 4 years. Our Center for Educational Leadership, the CEL Academy, continues to partner with SPC, USF, and the Seminole educational ecosystem to create pathways for educators and leaders of tomorrow to succeed. The 38 seniors in CEL who are graduating today have earned over $750,000 in scholarships. That's nearly $1 million. This figure is in addition to Bright Future Scholarship Award amounts. Simply astounding and life-changing in the most positive of ways. Academically, Seminole High School has 7 academies along with our Strong Avid program, each offering programs of unique distinction as well as opportunities for connection and engagement. We also have 11 national and international honor societies that are represented by the honorary cords that adorn our graduates' robes. Seminole High's academic, physics, Engineering, marine science, mathematics, literary, and robotics teams continue to compete and excel at district, state, national, and international competitions. I applaud our Maria Edmonds Hispanic Achievement Award winners, Julissa Manuel Garcia, Serena Hesser, Kathleen Posada Nelian, and Antonio Rivera. Antonio is the first graduate in the history of Seminole High School to receive a full appointment to the Coast Guard Academy. Congratulations to Yes I Can Award winner for perseverance, tenacity, and self-advocacy, Mariah McCall. You were an inspiration to us all. Seminole High School's Joseph L. Carwise Minority Achievement Award winner, Zoe Paris. Your dedication, integrity, and focused energy will serve you well at DePaul University and beyond. These student award recipients, along with the featured student speakers today, and our principal award winners, Peter McClure and Brianna Pauley, have led through exemplary lives lived with gentle strength, kindness, honor, and compassion. This is exactly what we, the Warhog Nation, needed before and especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. Your positivity and intestinal fortitude has most definitely lifted us up in a relentless Warhawk way. I often like to quote American author and poet Maya Angelou when she wrote, "Surviving is important. However, thriving is elegant." Class of 2020, you have done something that no other graduating class of Seminole High School has been asked to do before. You have shown the universe how to not only survive, but how to thrive in the face of a worldwide pandemic. Seminole High School graduating class of 2020, thank you for your elegance and for making our world a better place in your wake. You are phenomenal. We will miss you. We love and believe in you. You will always be a part of the Warhog Nation. Congratulations. And now I would like to invite our Assistant Principal of Curriculum, Lisa Sinatra, to the podium for the certification of our graduates.
Principal Lucas, these seniors have satisfactorily completed all requirements by law, and I certify that they have met all standards for high school graduation, as prescribed by the District of Pinellas, Pinellas County School Board, the Department of Education, and the State of Florida. It is indeed an honor and privilege as the Assistant Principal of Curriculum to present to you the Seminole High School graduating class of 2020.
Class of 2020, please now place your tassel to the left so that it is now on the heart side. With this diploma and degree, your tassel will always remain on your heart side. It gives me great pride and pleasure to declare that from this day forward, you are no longer seniors, but alumni of Seminole High School, the Warhog Nation. Congratulations, class of 2020.